This is CBC Here and Now.
Olympic history in the making with Canada's female soccer team going for gold, and I want you to meet some of the young soccer players who are cheering them on.
Well, the weekend certainly starting hot and humid, but for some of us, as we get towards the end of the weekend, things are going to cool down.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Germain. 2 new cases of COVID-19 today. Both are travel-related. Nevertheless, Newfoundland and Labrador is just days away now from ditching mandatory masks. As of Tuesday morning, you won't have to wear a mask in indoor public spaces, but that doesn't mean masks are going away entirely. Here now, Peter Cowan joins me now from our newsroom. So, Peter, what's the latest that we need to know about masks?
Well, yeah, wearing a mask inside in a public space like a store, a restaurant, or church won't be required by law anymore, at least, starting Tuesday morning. Dr. Janice Fitzgerald says despite rising case numbers in other provinces, cases here continue to be quite low, and now 60% of the population is fully vaccinated. And part of the rationale behind dropping this was a legal one.
You have to meet a certain legal requirement as well, and that has to be that it's the least intrusive means possible to be able to accomplish the mitigation that you need to accomplish. And I think certainly we know that people here in the province are quite accepting of masks, and that the majority of people would use masks. We saw very little resistance to using masks, and we expect that that will continue.
Masks are still sticking around. Let's take a look at the rules. They're still going to be required in long-term care and personal care homes and other congregate living situations. Businesses can decide for themselves to still require them, just like some places did before the rules came into effect. The Premier called it like the no shoes, no shirt, no service. Well, no masks can be added to that. And wearing a mask is still going to be recommended, even if it's not required by law.
Now, Peter, over the last week or so, we've seen 6 new cases of COVID, all of them related to travel. So what's driving these cases?
Yeah, by and large, Dr. Janice Fitzgerald said it's following the trend of the rest of the country, where it's the unvaccinated who are making up 90% of the cases.
I mean, there were some incompletely vaccinated people, and I think we've had some who were unvaccinated. The numbers are small, so I can't really speak to really small numbers, but we certainly are seeing that same trend. I think that, you know, it's unvaccinated or incompletely vaccinated or not yet fully vaccinated.
Now, one issue that made headlines this week is the federal government's consideration of requiring civil servants to be vaccinated. It's something that the U.S. says it's going to require. So what about the province? Should teachers or healthcare workers who come in contact with people who might not be able to be vaccinated have to get a shot themselves? The Premier says it's being considered.
For example, in the medical profession, you can't practice medicine in certain environments without certain vaccines. You can't get into medical school without certain vaccines. So it's not a foreign concept, but it's certainly something that we're hopeful not to have to legally mandate because our vaccine numbers are so high. But it's certainly something that we're looking at.
Now, one more small change to tell you about. On Tuesday, gathering sizes are going to increase for formal events. So an event can now have up to 500 people in an inside space, and that's an increase from the current number of 350. Reporting from the newsroom, I'm Peter Cowan for Here and Now.
Well, the town of Dildo looks very different than just a decade ago. More than 20 places to stay, cafes, craft shops, even a brewery. Our radio colleagues at CBC Crosstalk were in Dildo today to talk about tourism. And here's what some local businesses had to say ahead of Monday's border reopening.
We're still not at the level where we had hoped to be post-Kimmel, but it's still busy. There's still a lot of people coming. We really are missing out on our American visitors from the other provinces now that the travel restrictions have lifted. I must say it's pretty good. We're getting back to where we should be.
We started May the 22nd weekend, and we've put as many as 300 through on a Saturday, not as many on a Sunday, but it's been wonderful for the town of Dildo and for the SUF Lodge and for the vendors.
Vacation really helped for us to survive during pandemic, and since ours is a takeout, it really helped at that time. Even in this year now with the summer, there's a lot of interest, scope, and we have really great reviews. So it was a roller coaster ride, definitely, but I would say it's a positive one because I love roller coaster.
Yeah.
Well, if you like the heat and humidity, you certainly love today. It was kind of like that one day of 3 where you would actually want a pool in the province. But take a look at these temperatures today. 27 degrees in St. John's, 30 for Gander. Same thing for Terra Nova, and a beautiful day up across Labrador as well. Not so much for Nain. You're only sitting around 12 degrees today. But that humidity is what really made things uncomfortable this afternoon. Feeling more like 34 in St. John's and 35 in Gander. Now, no surprise that we have heat warnings in place, same places from Bay of Exploits through to Terra Nova. You're looking at this heat and humidity sticking around through the day tomorrow. And tonight, you're not really going to see too much in the way of relief, really. Temperatures dipping only into the teens, 21 degrees tonight in Gander, which is where you should be sitting this time of year, but the daytime highs this time of year. But you'll see those winds tonight, which if you open up those windows, will likely cool things down a little bit. However, it will be unsettled and likely some drizzle in eastern areas of the province, but I'll get into all the details in your full forecast when I come back.
Thanks, Ashley. A harrowing rescue off Cape Spear just hours ago, and we have just received some incredible photos of the moment that crews actually pulled somebody from the water. Have a look. A young girl found herself in danger this afternoon shortly after 3 o'clock, according to the Coast Guard. She was 100 meters from shore, struggling to keep her head above water, and roughly 40 minutes later, rescuers, as you can see there, pulled her into their Zodiac and brought her to shore in St. John's, where an ambulance was waiting to provide more help. Now, that's all that we know for now. Our web and radio colleagues will continue to follow and update this story. Well, clear skies for this rescue last night. According to the Royal Canadian Air Force on Twitter, 2 crew members of a cargo ship were hurt in a storm offshore. Squadron 103 from Gander flew out, hoisted the pair in, and then took them to hospital in St. John's for treatment. Well, the run between St. Pierre and Miquelon and Fortune will be back on Wednesday. Now, just yesterday, the French territory said it needed more direction from the Canadian government on travel policy. Well, today, the big announcement, the first ferry since the pandemic started will depart St. Pierre Wednesday at 10 o'clock, and there will be a return crossing from Fortune at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Residents of St. Pierre who travel to Newfoundland must have a negative PCR test, and they must also be fully vaccinated. Tomorrow is the last day to make reservations for Wednesday's trips. Well, dozens of people who rely on the Bell Island Ferry brought their fight to St. John's today. Last week, you heard from one resident who says the service is the worst it's ever been. Here now's Henrika Wilhelm has this update.
More than 50 Bell Islanders made the crossing to protest at Confederation Building today. The MV Beaumont Hamel got them here, on the run between Bell Island and Portugal Cove. Bigger boats usually service that route, the MV Legionnaire and the MV Flanders. One has been moved to the Fogo Change Islands run, the other is out for repairs. A smaller ferry has meant many disruptions for one Memorial University student.
I can either live in St. John's and spend a bunch of money and probably end up in really bad debt if I do that, or I can deal with the ferries. It's not fair to us. I have to go online and do courses online or message teachers and get special permission when I can't show up, when it's not even bad outside because the boat doesn't run.
The leader of the opposition has an idea to fix the unreliable service. Bring on a shore-based manager.
You already have a number of positions in places like Lewisport. One of those positions can be taken, put the right person in play who could not only do the job on a daily basis, but would save tens of millions.
Right now, we got people up in the office up there, got no idea what's happening down there. We need someone who's in there with us, working with the people to work out a schedule that works for us.
The Department of Transportation and Infrastructure wasn't available for an interview. In an email to CBC, it gave an update on the MV Flanders, which is out for repairs, saying, the department worked closely with Transport Canada to schedule the refits to reduce impact on ferry users. The provincial government invests $22 million annually in providing ferry service to approximately 2,500 residents of Bell Island. But Brazil isn't buying it.
They lump the swing vessels, and swing vessels are for every service in the province. They always lump the salaries and the costing and the refits to the Bell Island Ferry Service. So it's cherry picking.
According to government, parts for the MV Flanders have arrived and the ferry is expected back in service by mid-August. But that likely won't solve the concerns of Belle Island residents who want long-term solutions to recurring issues like long lines and constant refits. Henrike Wilhelm, CBC News, St. John's.
An RNC officer has been arrested and charged with careless use of a firearm related to an incident in March. The province's serious incident response team says it happened at police headquarters in St. John's and nobody was injured. Now, CERT brought in the RCMP to investigate the incident, and the officer is expected in court early next month. A crime spree in Bay Roberts late last night. RCMP are investigating 20 crime scenes. Police say there was a stolen vehicle, a crash involving that vehicle, and a number of car break-ins. Residents were warned about the situation around midnight and told that the people involved were possibly armed and dangerous. Now, the suspects are still on the loose, though police say there is no longer a threat to public safety. The RCMP is asking people in the Bay Roberts area to check their dash cam and home security footage from around 8 p.m. onwards.
Julia Grosso from Vancouver to win it for Canada! Canada came! Canada conquered! Canada gold at Tokyo 2020!
What a moment. After a relentless run, Canada's women's soccer team made history this morning, winning gold in a nail-biting penalty shootout, defeating Sweden 3-2. Audiences around the world on the edge of their seats, including at Fieldian Guardians in St. John's, where young soccer fans were watching with bated breath.
Super exciting, and I think these athletes on the women's team are real role models to our girls, and we're hoping it increases interest in the sport and grows the sport both in the province and in the country, get more female players involved. So many benefits to playing soccer, the friendship that they make, obvious physical benefits, but it builds confidence, it instills leadership skills.
For the Canadian centre-back, Arslani again, looking dangerous, the ball in the middle, the opening goal goes to the Swedes. It's Blackstenius who beats Labe, and finally the Swedish pressure pays off.
What's it like watching an Olympic gold medal game with Canada's women's team going for gold?
Well, I think it's really nice because I've actually never seen them play in the finals, and I don't think they have made it to the finals. And it's nice because most of them are my role models, so it's kind of like having you play in the finals, to be honest, because you feel like they're just as important as you in soccer. Like, it's really fun watching, and while you watch, you're also having fun with your friends.
What do you hope happens for the rest of this game?
I hope that Canada scores a goal and wins.
It's halftime, lots of time left, so I keep telling them, lots of game left, they're gonna come back, we got this, but it's pretty disappointing, but I believe in Canada.
Big moment for the Canadians with a penalty here.
To tie it up for Canada, has done so! It's Fleming again! We're all square in the gold medal game! Anna Andersson for Sweden. Andersson, Labe! Down to her left, saves another. Julia Grosso from Vancouver to win it for Canada! Canada came! Canada conquered! Canada gold at Tokyo 2020!
Well, Ashley, it was a sticky day, but nonetheless pretty gorgeous.
It was absolutely beautiful out there. It's almost good that we had that 60-kilometer-per-hour wind today, because if you weren't hydrated and you weren't out of the sun, yeah, it was definitely
Take
warm.
off the heat a bit.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. But not everywhere was seeing these nice warm conditions. Let's take a look at the current conditions, or at least earlier today.
Burgeo.
This is the webcam in Burgeo. Yeah, socked in fog along the south coast and splitting the rocks pretty much everywhere else. Temperatures only reaching 18 degrees in Burgeo today. But the reason for that, and we often see this in that southerly flow, that warm moist air moving in with that cooler ocean there, is when we're seeing that fog. So we do have a warm front. That is what is allowing all of that warm air to move up. But we're seeing periods of rain for parts of the west coast on and off today, and that will generally continue as we head through the overnight tonight. But yeah, temperatures still very beautiful out there across the board. 26 degrees in St. John's, 28 in Gander, and then we've got those temperatures still up in the high 20s for most of Labrador, 29 degrees in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and 21 in Lab City right now. Now, that warm front is going to spark some showers tonight. We're already seeing that, like I said, some periods of rain. Expect the fog patches and drizzle to continue along southern Newfoundland as well. And then as we get through overnight tonight, we'll likely see some fog patches and some showers or drizzle develop for parts of eastern Newfoundland as well, at least the Avalon. And then we've got some more showers that will work their way across Labrador as we get into the early morning hours, and then they'll move towards the coast as well as we get into the morning. So overnight tonight, temperatures will not dip too much, but as we head through the day tomorrow, in behind this cold front, that's when we're going to start to see the temperatures dip up across Labrador, and that is going to bring some showers with it as well. We may hear a few rumbles of thunder as that cold front sweeps through, and as we get into the afternoon hours for the west coast and evening hours, you'll see more cloud cover move in, and you're also going to see that chance of showers roll through as well. The good news is also on the south coast, once we start to see the afternoon, the drizzle and the fog should actually start to lift, and it should just be cloudy through the afternoon. So that cold front is going to actually get rid of some of that humidity. So it's going to stay humid through the day tomorrow, but note what happens in behind that. So that drier air will roll in. Looks like Sunday will stay humid for eastern parts of Newfoundland, but by the time we get into Monday, most of us are seeing cooler air, but also drier air to start the work week. Here's tomorrow's forecast. Another beautiful day. Now, temperatures along the west coast are going to be cooler than what we're seeing today, but it's still going to be humid tomorrow. Expect humidex values 28, 29 as the day goes on, and another breezy day as well out of the southwest, about 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. There's that cooler air I was talking about, 14 to 16 degrees for Lab West and the north, and then eventually you're going to see your temperatures drop for the rest of Labrador as the day goes on into Sunday. A beautiful day for you across Labrador, much cooler, drier air, sunshine, but it will be unsettled as that front moves through most of the island. We'll see that chance of showers, some cooler temperatures, drier air. However, we may hear a few rumbles of thunder for the Avalon early Sunday morning as that rolls through, and then into the afternoon we'll likely see some peaks of sun with that as well. As we get into Monday, take a look at the forecast. Much nicer, back into some of that warmer air. It'll be drier air, but warmer air. 26 degrees for Happy Valley, Goose Bay. Lots of sunshine. However, in eastern Newfoundland, see that onshore flow. That is going to keep some temperatures cooler. So we're looking at about 16 degrees for St. John's. By the time we get to Tuesday, Wednesday, things will start to recover back up into the 20s. Chance of showers will return Wednesday. And as we get into central Newfoundland, a little bit more gray for you on Tuesday, but by Wednesday, back up beautiful 25 degrees and sunshine, and a similar forecast for western Newfoundland, maybe a degree or two cooler as you get through the day on Wednesday. Temperatures for eastern Labrador back up into the 20s. Like I said, maybe a few showers possible on Tuesday, but overall not looking at anything really washing out. Maybe some more periods of rain for western Labrador, but overall a pretty good looking forecast. So I wanted to share this photo with you. Pink sky in Flat Bay Brook on the west coast. Brian shared that shot with us. If you have any weather photos, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
Friday, it's time to celebrate. Happy 61st anniversary to Herb and Pearl Mercer from Bay Roberts. And another happy 61 years today for Gordon and Margaret House from Grand Falls, Windsor. Happy 50th anniversary last Saturday to Ed and Nellie Power in Grand Falls, Windsor. Happy 63rd anniversary to Maud and Bill Starks from Mount Pearl, now living in Kelligrews. Happy 50th anniversary to Clooney and Donna Hurley. Happy 51st anniversary to Eugene and Eileen Cody in St. John's.
Happy 60th anniversary to Tom and Lily Rogers in Grand Bank. Happy 52nd wedding anniversary to Edward and Alvina Power from Spanish Room. Happy 65th wedding anniversary greetings to Selby and Sylvia Moss from Happy Adventure, now residing in Gander. And a 50th anniversary greeting to Frank and Genevieve Squire, who live in Eastport. Ruth and George Colburn in Carbonear are celebrating 52 years of marriage.
And happy 52nd wedding anniversary greetings as well to Teresa and Charles Daly in St. John's. They'll be celebrating on Monday. And happy 50th anniversary to Marjorie and Arnold Green from Kilbride and Renoose. Congratulations on their 50th wedding anniversary to Cyril and Bernie Bone. That's from last Saturday. And a happy 59th wedding anniversary next Wednesday to Ben and Catherine Farrell of Harbour Grace. Happy 60th anniversary for Harold and Penny Duffett from Catalina.
Happy 58th anniversary to Julia and Louis Wheaton from Fredericton, now living in Gander. Happy 50th anniversary to Albert and Maggie Oram from Glovertown. Happy 61st anniversary greeting to Milton and Elsie Fudge from Triton. Happy 50th wedding anniversary to Kevin and Kit Woodford from Harbour, Maine. Happy 50th anniversary to Kevin and Dodie Glynn from Bables.
And happy 57th anniversary to Percy and Alice Brown from Little Harbour East. Sam and Lee Barrow of Gander, they're celebrating their 65th anniversary on Sunday. Happy 50th anniversary greetings going out to Cyril and Teresa Pittman from Jackson's Arm. Happy 63rd anniversary to Walter and Vera Matthews from Kippens, their big days on Sunday. Happy 58th anniversary to Roy and Carol Weir, formerly of Little Bay Islands, now living in Paradise.
Happy 50th wedding anniversary to Edgar and Ruby Kennedy in Foxtrap. Happy 50th anniversary to Fred and Kathleen Sims in Mount Pearl. Also in Mount Pearl, Gordon and Marjorie Morgan will celebrate their 61st on Sunday. Happy 50th anniversary to Heather and Mo Evans, and happy 68th anniversary to Walter and Anna Reed of Norris Point.
And a happy 65th anniversary to Fred and Geraldine Miller from Kilbride. You can tell they like dancing. Happy 50th wedding anniversary also today to Bill and Jackie O'Reilly in Gander. Happy 54th anniversary to Mac and Nellie Moss in Gander. And happy 57th anniversary to Claude and Marjorie Russell from Carmanville. Happy 53rd anniversary to Mary and Brendan White from Northern Bay. Linda and Edward Delaney will celebrate their 50th anniversary tomorrow.
Happy 93rd birthday last week to Agnes Hennessy of Harbour Grace. Happy 90th birthday to Rita Squires of St. Phillips. Happy 93rd birthday today to Mabel Flynn of Forto, Labrador. Happy 93rd birthday to William Squires of Sibley's Cove. James Jim Houlihan celebrated his 92nd birthday yesterday.
And happy 95th birthday today to Evelyn Baker, and a happy 91st birthday to Maud Cull. Happy 92nd birthday tomorrow to Madonna Shanahan in Corner Brook. And this Sunday in Deer Lake, Bramwell Barnes is celebrating his 101st birthday. Way to go. Congratulations. And that's it for our Olympic-sized Here and Now. As a reminder, we're going back to our regular time slot on Monday, 5:59 Island time, a half hour earlier in most parts of Labrador. And Carolyn Stokes will be back. Hope you have a great weekend. Thanks a lot for watching.